Well, that was awkward to say the least. IFL TV released an interview today with Daniel Dubois, Frank Warren, and Martin Bowers in what was supposed to be a joint statement of unity. Instead, I saw two people that didn't look comfortable in each other's company in Bowers and Dubois. Frank Warren almost trying to navigate the murky waters as Umar tried to dig away. I mean, Umar, to his credit, tried to push, but it's difficult. This for me should have been an interview with Dubois on his own. He's a man. He's a heavyweight fighter. He's lost. Given the chance to talk and talk openly and honestly, but again, it seems like there's a lot of sheltering and protecting him, and I'm not sure it comes across particularly well. For me, it doesn't. I'd like to see the lad talk for himself. I thought pre-fight before Joyce, he was really starting to improve. He was starting to talk more clearly, professionally, honestly, and with a bit more assertiveness. In this interview, every time there was a question that was posed that seemed to be of any difficulty, he sort of squirming and not too sure. Bowers jumps in or Frank jumps in, and it's like that's not really what we're looking for. We want to see this guy looking like someone that's actually saying, "You know what? I've learnt from my past. I'm going to move forward. I'm going to take it on the chin. Let's go. I'm going to push forward now. This is maturity. This is me growing." Instead, I saw people jumping in for him. He didn't look comfortable when Bowers was talking. There was a lot of talking between Bowers and Frank. For me, Daniel was seemingly zoning out. I mean, he's never been, as I say, one for the cameras, but he has improved. So it was like it was almost going back to the early days of Daniel's professional career. I feel sorry for Bowers in some ways because he's still the manager. He's still got dibs on Daniel's career. He's not going to let that go. There's a lot of investment that he's put in and time and effort. The Bowers family have put effort into Dubois. So they're not going to give that up. But now it looks like they're there tagging along for the ride and it's like they're not wanted. He's essentially been told, I don't think you're good enough to take Daniel forward, or you're not good enough to take me forward. But ultimately, he was only a couple rounds away from winning the fight against Joyce. Let's be honest, he could have been European champion. It's small details in high level sport, and people forget that. And too often we see people getting blamed. Now, people go, "Oh well, you were digging Bowers out on the night of the fight." No, I dug him out because I felt he could have pulled him earlier. That's my opinion. I think he could have protected him from having to make that decision. But that doesn't take away from Daniel not moving his head, not taking the jab away. He should have done things that would have taken the jab away from Joyce. He could have done things, but at the same time, does that go to a lack of coaching? I don't know. I don't know how Bowers works. I feel like some of his work was a little bit on the basic side, but who knows? I don't know what Bowers does with Daniel day in, day out. So I can't say that. I can't say. All I can say is that he should have done certain things to take away the jab from Joyce. However, he was still en route, in my opinion. He was winning on points, but I felt he was losing the war. I felt he was going to get broken down. And ultimately, that's what happened. For me, I think all of them have got to look at themselves in that. Could they have prepared better? The stuff about hotels and stuff, I mean, that's scraping the barrel. That is scraping the barrel somewhat. I mean, this lad's boxed for England. He's boxed for England, and he's boxed for Team GB. He's been in hotels. He's fought in Poland and stuff. It's like, come on, come on. It's just like, all right, fair enough. It isn't easy being in a hotel room, but you've got to get on with it. You're a professional athlete. Um, and again, this comes back round to education, learning. You know, before you step into these sort of fights, you should be doing that. You should have gone abroad and maybe done a fight on a Golden Boy card or a top rank card, and done what Joyce has done, gone away and spent some time in America maybe for one fight against the journeyman, but you're still getting that experience of being in the hotel room, not on the biggest fight of your life. That's down to them. These are all excuses, but ultimately what happened in the ring, he wasn't good enough on the night because he couldn't take away that jab, and that was causing the damage. They're talking about May. The eye still looks a bit raw, but I look forward to seeing him back and what he's going to be doing with Jimmy and Mark. Obviously, Mark will take over the reins. Jimmy's taking a back seat now, but it'll be very interesting. But I just felt that that was an awkward interview. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. But I didn't get the impression that Daniel looked comfortable with Bowers. I wouldn't be surprised there's been a few harsh words there and maybe a little bit of resentment. Who knows? Listen, this video isn't me digging out anyone. I want Daniel Dubois to succeed. I like the lad. I do like him. And I want British boxing, and especially he's a young fighter. I want him to do well. So, and I've got no problem with the Bowers family and people and Frank and things like that. But I just see it as at this moment in time, I think they should have allowed him to have his own independent interview. But then again, I do respect that they're saying, look, let's not talk about what's gone on in the past in terms of these two. They've made their decision. Let's move on. But I don't know, guys. Look, I'm waffling. I'm waffling. I've just watched the interview. That's why I've just done this video. I thought, you know what? Let me comment on this. Awkward for me to watch. Didn't get the impression that they were comfortable in each other's company. That's all I'm saying. Um, in fact, in moving forward, I'd like to see him have a couple softer matches before stepping it up in the back end of the summer. And what I mean by that is just let him have a couple run outs, get him back active, get him under the lights. Don't have him out for too long. Just get him back out. Get him back out in May and then June and then maybe July and then go for something in the back end of the year that's going to be meaningful and then see where he goes from there. But guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Did you feel the same way? Did you feel it was awkward? Because I felt it was. Anyway, thank you for watching and I'll speak to you soon.